What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Alrighty, folks. We got new trailer dropped for the upcoming film, The Woman King, starring Viola Davis. I was going to say the great Viola Davis, and I should have said the great Viola Davis because she's fucking great.
Yeah, she is great.
She's great in like everything I've seen her in, I think.
I don't to watch anything that she's in.
Yeah, she's a great actress. But we got The Woman King here, and this is one of those movies, folks, getting a lot of chit-chat on the internet. Not the kind of chit-chat you want, but the kind you tend to get these days. So let's go ahead and watch that trailer.
We are Dahomey!
All right, well, there we have it. The Woman King. So this is the story. This is about, I'm reading the IMDb description. It's a historical epic inspired by the true events that happened in the kingdom of Dahomey. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Dahomey.
Dahomey. One of the most powerful Dahomey.
My guy.
One of the most powerful states in Africa in the 18th and 19th centuries.
Yeah.
Now, blame me. Blame the United States education system, but
true.
I don't know shit about any of this.
Me either.
So I'm going into this kind of blind, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the chatter on the interwebs about this. You got two that I've seen anyway. You've got two types of people that are bitching about this movie so far. You got the racists and the incels who are just outraged that we're getting a movie with any black people in it. A movie with a woman in it who's the star. I've seen quite a few of that. There's this one, I follow this Twitter account called Right Wing Watch, and they post like clips of like, you know that one?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's actually funny. They post like all these
right now.
Yeah, they post these videos of all these like far right racist like Nazi YouTubers basically that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers to my shock and awe, I guess you could say. So they're angry about this shit. And surprisingly, I saw a few other Twitter accounts that are like African historian Twitter accounts. And they seem upset that this is a more like a Hollywood dramatized version.
It's Hollywoodized. They're going to take some liberties with this because it's based on a real story. Like the 1800s, the Agojie tribe was like an all-female battle unit. Like shit really went down, but apparently like the main dude and the main woman really, they both existed, but they existed in different times. So like they're putting their own take on it to make it an interesting movie, I guess. But
I wonder if these warriors are what the Dora Milaje are based off of from Marvel.
I mean, I guess that would be akin to like being upset that Braveheart isn't true to the actual story.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I think it's okay if you like change some things to make it more enjoyable on screen. It's not a documentary, right?
An evil is coming that threatens our kingdom, our freedom.
Well, correct. So this one particular account, I don't remember the name, so I apologize, but the one account that I actually read, I actually dug into their tweets about it, and they did like a whole thread. And okay, so I'm going to tread lightly on this topic because I'm a white guy, and I don't know much about it. But I had once talked to a guy who was like really into this, like, I guess alternative history of like Africans. And I think you even told me that you read a book about this where like African cultures and African civilizations were like very advanced technologically and stuff like this for the time, and that it was due to like the slave trade that like prevented those civilizations from like persisting, and like was like the the reason why those civilizations crumbled basically.
Yeah, I've read some things like that before.
Yeah. So I don't know how true any of that is, and I don't have the knowledge to speak on it. But this Twitter account was basically sort of saying like, well, this movie is doing a disservice to the actual history of this civilization because it's presenting it in like a Hollywood way. And then I saw a third group of people that were basically mad that, oh, we're getting another black movie that is about like the slave trade and like that sort of thing. Now that one I can get behind. I understand.
Pretty annoying.
Yeah, like every movie that has like an all black cast has to just be about like the black.
Oh shit! Here's another colonizer. Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
It's about like the black
same
struggle or like that, which I think is why Black Panther was such a profound movie in pop culture, because it wasn't about that.
Right.
It was about like a really strong African nation with a fucking, King T'Challa, who's like a huge part of like the MCU and like all this stuff. So I could certainly understand that. Like not every movie with a black cast has to be about slavery or about like the civil rights movement or, that
Right.
sort of thing. So that one I get behind. The other two, obviously not the racist guys. Those guys could fucking, they should get shot into the sun on a rocket. The other group of people that I mentioned, I'm not really, I'm not qualified to speak on that. Do you have any input on that, Marvin? Since you've read some stuff.
The historian piece, no,
Yeah.
because I don't know too much about this story, so I'm not really qualified to speak on it either.
Okay.
Apparently, it's like I said, it's not the exact truth of the battle. Apparently, they lost, and it was like not even close or something.
Okay.
But like I said, I think it's fine to twist the story to make it a little more interesting. I think that's okay. I don't think that's terrible.
That's fair. I agree. And so I think what we should do, having just watched the trailer, let's talk about it as it is. Let's try to forget that other shit.
Sure. Got it.
Let's talk about it as a movie and what we think based on this trailer.
But we have a weapon. They are not prepared for.
From the trailer, I mean, I guess the whole woman king piece is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But the little story that we got doesn't seem that interesting. Like just people going to defend their land from what we could see, right? From being taken over. So it doesn't seem like it's anything that's like revolutionary or anything.
No.
From what I can see. I think it does look good, but the story looks pretty, from what we can see, it looks pretty standard, pretty normal, cookie cutter, defend our land from the invaders. Yeah.
It looks like a fun action movie. As a story, I will say this. If nothing else, it has taught me about, not
open
taught
your
me
eyes
about,
to a little history. Yeah.
it has opened my eyes to a piece of history that I never knew existed, and I'm the type of person that I will certainly go and read up on it and like learn about it as best as I can. And much like the Watchmen series on HBO did for the Tulsa massacre, again, blame me or blame the American education system, but that's something that I didn't know happened until I watched that Watchmen series. Dusty, I'm sure you obviously knew about it.
Yep.
Given your roots, but I had no idea about it, and that show, is responsible for me actually learning about it, going to read about it, and stuff like that. And similarly, we haven't talked about it yet on the show, but Miss Marvel has just done a similar thing about the partition in the British invasion of India and the subsequent migration of a lot of Indians to Pakistan. I had no idea that happened. None whatsoever. And Miss Marvel, to its credit, goes into a lot of detail, and from what I've read, accurate detail, portraying this partition, this event in world history. So if nothing else, if the movie does that, I think that's a win. I think that's pretty sick.
My king, the Europeans wish to conquer us. They will not stop until the whole of Africa is theirs.
It looks like a fun action movie.
It does.
Again, Viola Davis is awesome. She's a great actress, so I can't imagine why I'm fucking dying over here. I can't imagine why she'd be any different in this movie. Our boy John Boyega's in this movie. Poor guy got thrust into one of the worst parts of the Star Wars franchise.
See, I wouldn't even know about Star Wars stuff, you know?
I'm looking through the cast list. I don't know a lot of these other actors. That's always cool. I like
That is
seeing,
cool, yeah.
I like when, new, young, fresh faces get chances at movies. I liken this type of cast to like a sports franchise, a sports team. You have a bunch of young Thundercats on the rise being led by a veteran like Viola Davis.
We must fight back for our people.
Haneska, you are asking me to take them to war. War.
Some things are worth fighting for.
So, I don't know. I think the trailer's cool. I think the movie looks cool. Fuck racist people.
Facts.
Facts. I hope this movie has the makings of one of those movies that gets drowned out in all that bullshit, right?
Yeah, right.
And then the movie tends to suffer for it, or it gets hate bombed on like IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes and all this shit.
Right.
Yo, people, get fucking lives. Like, do you have nothing better to do? Like, with your time? Like, honestly.
You are called to join the King's Guard. No kingdom in all of Africa shares this privilege.
I wouldn't say that this is a movie I'm necessarily excited about.
This movie looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good action-packed film. I'm not necessarily concerned with the historical inaccuracies.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's an eye-opener for people who, had no idea that this stuff happened or took place. So maybe some people will come away learned a little bit and maybe research it a little more to find out what actually happened and have a good time watching a good action flick.
Yeah. I really don't understand that criticism. Like, if you want like super historical accuracy, there are types of films. They're called documentaries. Go watch those. This is neat. This is entertainment. So there has to be things in it that entertain you.
There are some movies who try to stay as close to the story as possible, and then
Sure.
you have movies like this that take liberties because, like The Outlaw King, going back to the Braveheart reference, which is wildly inaccurate, but The Outlaw King is supposed to be pretty historically accurate as far as like that time.
But guess what? Braveheart, despite its inaccuracies, is one of the greatest movies humanity has ever produced.
It is. It's a great epic.
So,
and I think with this movie, Dusty, you mentioned like the two characters being from different times,
right?
But the other point people bring up is the fact that they actually lost the battle, which we don't know. They may show them losing the battle in the movie. We haven't seen the movie. The movie's not even out yet, and people are like, "Oh my god, this is so wrong."
Yeah, because it's based off of a fucking trailer where they're showing you action sequences.
Right. Oh my god, they're kicking ass. Oh my god, this is fuck. Yeah. So just watch. Give it a chance.
Well, in the real battle of Thermopylae, Marvin, Xerxes wasn't 17 feet tall and had a horde of fucking zombie soldiers.
Right.
Sorry, Dusty.
I mean, that's like 300.
I was just there. That's the joke.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. So
great minds think alike.
Hey.
Fight or we die.
Well, there you have it, folks. This the trailer for The Woman King, starring Viola Davis, John Boyega. Let us know in the comment section what you think of the trailer.
Please.
If you want to fight with us, I mean, I don't know. Probably don't waste your energy. But yeah, let us know, guys, what you think in the comments about the trailer. And as always, you could hit us up on Twitter as well to let us know your thoughts. Catch you in the next one.
See ya.
Costa.